It's like somebody coming in and stealing money out of your 401k.
It's why he and many foresters use hound hunters to kill bears. But they're supposed to follow specific rules, and Washington's Department of Fish and Wildlife is supposed to make sure that's happening.
Yeah, I've had more than one officer tell me I'm not going to work these anymore.
Captain Murray Schlenker retired from WDFW Police last year. He says the rules for timber farms are too confusing and inconsistent.
You can go out and knock yourself out as a law enforcement officer, but cases aren't going to get anywhere.
Our investigation found hunters caught breaking the rules are rarely held accountable. They're almost always allowed to keep on hunting. In a 2014 case, an enforcement officer recommends the state ban an offending hunter from killing bears on timber farms. What did the Department of Fish and Wildlife do? They let him keep hunting. We've obtained an email written by the enforcement officer at the time. My frustration level is at an extreme because hunters pick and choose what rules to follow.
That level of frustration is there for them, and they don't want to try good faith, conscientious effort and then just have it thrown back at them. That's very demoralizing, from an employee standpoint.
Is it getting better?
I don't believe that it is. Certainly wasn't when I left.
Thousands of documents King 5 obtained show state wildlife officials are also alarmed. Foresters get kill permits before the state checks to see if bears have done any damage. In one email, a WDFW administrator says timber companies have put pressure on the program to issue first, then verify. But reports show when staff checks trees, there's sometimes no significant damage at all.
It's not really being proactive. You're just killing bears to kill bears.
And the way the foresters think that they will have to do it our way because we're the biggest employers of the state.
Last year, the Department of Fish and Wildlife wrote this letter of commendation. It thanks a hound hunter for his ethical standards for being a leader. It belongs to this man who says many hound hunters are ethical just like he is, but the timber hunts are so mismanaged, ethical hunters are being forced out, leaving behind hound hunters willing to bend the rules.
Because these guys don't have no respect for wildlife. The more they get is a better hunter they think they are.
He's not against hound hunting. He thinks dogs with their keen sense of smell are the best way to target problem bears. But dogs only do what their handler wants, and he says too often, hunters just want blood.
The initiative itself is very clear. So perhaps it's time to go to the governor.
For Watney, the state's turned a problem bear into a free hunting season, subsidized by tax dollars.
Do you see this as poaching?
Absolutely, and the department is enabling it. They are putting their stamp of approval on it, apparently. You bet it's poaching. It's a violation of the law.
Our research shows some years the state's authorized the killing of more than 300 bears, all for tree damage. One state biologist writes in an email, "This is not the way this program was designed." And another staffer writes, "The system in place is just being manipulated."
And what does it say to the people of Washington State? The Department of Fish and Wildlife doesn't give a damn about what you voted for or about the bears of this state.
So how does the state defend this program? Our story continues right after this 1-minute break.
Nice bear. Super nice bear.
This video of bears chased by dogs, then killed by hunters,